welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome. All right, give it a stretch. Oh, that's good. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so welcome to untilit.works, a thing I made mostly for myself to be able to work on projects, because I'm the type of person, if I don't make time, I'll never find time. And by doing untilit.works, it allows me the opportunity to work on projects that I've been meaning to work on. Like I'm still kind of like tired from it because there's a lot. And I was working on this project where I need to generate like a terminal command in order to run these projects. And I know nothing about like the terminal. So like AI and I were going back and forth. So like I would create something. It didn't work the way I'd want. And then I would ask AI, I was like, hey, is it because of this thing why this isn't working out the way I want? And I'd like copy and paste the terminal output into it. And they're like, oh no, yeah, that's right. Try this or whatever. And I try it and it still kind of didn't work. I'm like, all right, what about this thing? And so I learned a lot. And I finally got it to work, so that's good. And that's why I'm tired. And I've learned about like ampersands, you know what I'm saying, with the terminal thing. And like, you know, 2 ampersands is different from like a single ampersand. And then if you put parentheses around a thing, then it'll like kind of like block that together. And then this whole no up thing where it like spins different processes up or something like that, processes. And then like I was trying to get it to output something, but then because of a previous thing I was doing, I guess I was outputting the stuff to like a null space or something, like so it wouldn't show up. So I had to like take that out and do some other stuff. But it works, so that's good. So I was kind of like, whoo, that was kind of bothering me, but I got it working, feeling pretty good, and so I think I'm good on it. I just got to do a little bit more other things and try some other stuff with it, like different scenarios. But I think I should be good. So I'm feeling good going into week, knowing I got that part worked out. So that's that. So stuff like that. And so untilit.works consists of ciphers. And a cipher is a 3-hour block of time. And with any cipher, there are sessions. There's a work session and a break session. Work sessions, like I mentioned, are like heads down, like 45 minutes, working on your working on, try to make some progress. And so I'm pretty happy I was able to get that worked out. Great. Break sessions are these where I'll pop up on the video to remind you to take a break, get up, walk around, drink some water, and or sit here and watch me talk about something I found interesting on the internet. Either way, let your mind relax and not think about the thing you were just focusing on for so long. All right, like I mentioned, I'll pop up on the screen with the video. If you ever come to the site and we're in the middle of a break session, the video may look like it's frozen. That's because browsers allow for autoplay video with audio. And that's why the notice there saying may need to click play to start the stream. Next to that is an open closed caption button. I'm using the speech recognition API that's built into Chrome browsers to turn my speech into text. So if you click that button, a space will open up and hopefully the words I'm saying will be transcribed accurately and placed in that space. Then there's 2 buttons. Don't worry about them. They're part of the thing that broke. There's a countdown timer, counting when the next work session will start. And then if you'd like to join the stream to ask questions or chat, you can do so there by joining the room link. All right, cool. So that's that. Let me show y'all what the work session looks like. Share my screen. All right, so work session. In the upper right-hand corner, if you check out subscribe, it has a list of all the upcoming ciphers you can subscribe to get notified when we go live. On the left, there's an audio player, so you can listen to some tunes while you're working on. You can do that there. Here towards the center is the to-do section where it says add a task. You type in your task, hit enter or the plus button, it'll add it to the list. If you click the text of the to-do, you can edit it. If you want to delete it, click the X button. If you want to mark it complete, click the checkbox. Now then send it to the done section. So if you click the done header, it'll show you all the things you got completed. If you click the Twitter icon, it'll open up Twitter in a brand new tab, and it'll pre-populate a tweet listing out all the things you got complete. And so for me, it's a nice visual way of reminding myself, you know what, you got some stuff done this week. So, feeling good going into the week, knowing, hey, I made some progress on some stuff, right? Over in the right-hand column, we have a countdown timer, counting when the next break session happens. Again, like 15 minutes after the hour. View tutorials. So if you don't have a thing that you want to work on, but you still want to feel productive, and you heard web development sounds pretty cool, but you don't know where to start. So I have links to Free Code Camp and the Odin Project. And from what I've seen from the curriculum and what people have told me that have gone through them, I think by the end of those programs, once you complete them, you'll have a good understanding of what it takes to do web development, and you can make an educated decision on whether or not you will spend more time and or money in pursuing it. So those are there. Now, if you're already into web development and you're looking for maybe like a cool project that you can go ahead and follow the tutorial from beginning to end, and then end up with a project that you can then, once you get your creative juices going, extend that project or maybe create something brand new. I have links to 3 tutorials that go to the Vonage developer platform. I'm a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage, and part of my responsibilities are to look over tutorials. So, for example, one of them is a tutorial where you follow it through. At the end, you'll have this web application. You'll have an input box and a call button. You put your real-world phone number in the input box, hit call, and your real-world phone will ring. You'll be able to have a conversation back and forth between your web application and the phone. Then there's one that's the opposite, where you get a virtual number. You link it to the application you create following that tutorial. And if you have a real-world phone, you can call that virtual number and answer it in your web application and have a conversation back and forth. Then there's one where like 2 users log in to your web application you create, and one can call the other through the browser and have a conversation back and forth. So I think those are pretty cool. You can check them out there. Woo, tired. So yeah, those are there. Hako will come back to show and tell, sign up. If you want to come up here and talk about something you found interesting on the internet, feel free to do so. Show and tell, sign up, and walk you through that process. And now, Hako. Oh, don't worry about the highlight thing. That's part of the stuff that's broken. Hako. Hako stands for Help a Coder/Creator Out. It's a thing I made. If you ever get stuck working on what you're working on, or maybe you want some feedback, you can create a Hako, which is a room that you can then invite people to join the room. And the hope is that together as a collective, you'll be able to get the help or feedback on the thing that you're working on. So if you click View Hako, it shows you all the different Hakos that are being created. You can click the creator's name to open up Twitter or GitHub, depending on what they logged in with, to check out the profile to see whether they'd like to try and request to join the room. I also add this filter by keyword list. So there may be a specific subject that you're looking for or a topic. Maybe it's in here. You'll be able to click it and filter the different Hakos by that keyword. Now, if you click Create a Hako, you present it with this form. You put in the title and 3 keywords. You click Create. It generates a unique URL that you can then copy or click to share to Twitter. Now, when you join your Hako, it looks like this. We've got the title here at the top. Over on the right, you can leave with the leave button. You can open the menu for some more options. We got a text chat here to the right. On the left, there's a countdown timer, counting when the next break session happens, again, like 15 minutes after the hour. You can copy the URL again and click to share to Twitter. Now, when someone clicks your link, they just don't automatically join your room. They're going to be requesting to join your room, so they'll show up under pending. Then you'll be able to click their username to open up Twitter or GitHub and check out the profile to see whether or not you like to approve or deny them. Now, if you do approve them and they turn out to be a terrible person, you can always ban them and kick them out your room. Now, you as the owner of the Hako, only you can share your screen because, again, the point of the Hako is for you to get the help and or feedback on a thing that you're working on. And I think by being able to share your screen, the others will be able to see what it is that you're seeing, and you're providing them the context to get you that help or feedback on a thing that you're working on because they can see what you're seeing. Now, like I mentioned, the way you communicate through the Hako, I have a text chat here to the right. You put your message here towards the bottom, hit send, and it'll add to the list of messages. I also add the ability to enable audio chat. So anybody who has their audio chat enabled will be able to speak to and hear each other. But don't worry for the folks who don't have audio chat enabled, they'll still be able to follow along because what people are saying, we turn into text and put into the text chat. Now, I also have the opposite available where you enable text to speech. So if you're not looking at the text chat, you'll still be able to follow along because messages put into the text chat will be read out aloud by your browser. And then, yeah, I think that's it. Again, check out all the different Hakos that we created. Whew, tired. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool. Let me get y'all back to work so I can get back to work. I think what I want to do, there's this application that I'm working on, and it's for my business. And I want to get people to test it out before the holidays. Like I want to ship it out to folks to test it out, to get their items before the holidays. So I think I'm gonna work on that. Like I've been pretty far with it, so I'm almost there. With the sample app. I just need to kind of like clean it up because right now it's just like vanilla JavaScript, just so I can kind of work everything out. And then I'm going to create like an Astro project from it, and then deploy that. And I need to add some Stripe stuff because it's something that people will be able to purchase. But for these folks, it's going to be like a demo. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be beta testers. So yeah. So I'll probably work on that because I want to get that done this week. So the more I can work on it, the better. So with that being said, I'm going to get y'all back to work so I can get back to work. And then plus, I want to do some WebXR stuff as well. So, but first, business stuff. I need to get that out. All right, so let me get y'all back to work so I can get back to work. I'm going to send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here is an artist that goes by the name of Anthony Cruz, a.k.a. A Buddha. The track's called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out. When we come back around 15 minutes after the hour, we'll take a look at something I found interesting on the internet, and maybe you'll find interesting as well. All right, so then I wish you much productivity. Here's Anthony Cruz, a.k.a. A Buddha. Thank you. All right, y'all be easy. Peace.
I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I wanna say thank you for being there when a brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like yeah. And everybody says yeah. We spread love like yeah. I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I wanna say thank you for being there.